So let's understand the meaning of this word equilibrium in detail. Suppose I have water in a beaker. Closed container. और मैंने यहाँ पे कनेक्ट कर दिया मैनोमीटर. व्हाट इज मैनोमीटर? व्हाट इज मैनोमीटर? शेड्स ऑफ मेटल. व्हाट टू मेजर? सम गैसेस प्रेशर. किसी भी गैस का प्रेशर मेजरमेंट करने के लिए हम यूज कर रहे हैं यहाँ पे मैनोमीटर. राइट. सो दिस इज द अपर लेयर ऑफ वाटर मॉलिक्यूल्स. इस एक्सपेरिमेंट को एनालाइज करते हैं. बेसिकली इतना सेटअप किया हमने. इट्स ए क्लोज कंटेनर कनेक्टेड विद द मैनोमीटर. इस समय राइट नाउ यहाँ पे एक भी वेपर नहीं है एंड यहाँ पर वैक्यूम है. So the level of the mercury will be same both the side. Level of mercury will be same both the side. अब हमने क्या किया? किसी पर्टिकुलर टेम्परेचर पर, लेट इट बी रूम टेम्परेचर पर, इसको ऐसा छोड़ दिया. What will happen? The evaporation will take place. These particles will be going into the vapor phase. The vapors are formed. And level of water goes down. एक एक क्लियर करके नीचे आता जाएगा. लेवल ऑफ द वाटर विल गो डाउन. राइट. जो यहाँ पर पहले था यहाँ पर था, धीरे धीरे करके कुछ लेवल नीचे आता जाएगा. Now these vapors start colliding with each other. They collide with the wall, they collide with the lid, they collide with the surface. And these collisions are non-elastic collision. These are non-elastic collision. These are non-elastic collision. When the collisions are non-elastic, they lose their energy and condensing back. And condensing back. Evaporation and condensation दोनों एक साथ चल रहे हैं, बराबर स्पीड से चल रहा है. आई शुड से द रेट ऑफ इवेपोरेशन is equal to rate of condensation. Condensation means converting back. From vapor to the liquid. The speed is equal, both the process. So the level of the water become constant. Level of water become constant. If the liquid water amount remain constant, the vapor amount will also remain constant. इस कंडीशन पर they are exerting some pressure on the surface of the liquid. This pressure is called as a vapor pressure. This pressure is called as a vapor pressure. उतना ही प्रेशर वो surface of liquid पे लगा रहा है. It will go down, it will go up. This is the x mm of mercury. This is the x mm of mercury. x mm of mercury. ये प्रेशर का मेजरमेंट आएगा, वेपर प्रेशर का मेजरमेंट आएगा. So write down vapor pressure may be defined as vapor pressure may be defined as pressure exerted by vapors. On the surface of liquid at the stage of equilibrium. At the stage of equilibrium. When I say stage of equilibrium means rate of evaporation is the rate of condensation. At the stage of equilibrium, the pressure exerted by the vapors on the surface at the stage of equilibrium at a particular temperature. That is called as the vapor pressure. So यहाँ पर जो state achieve हुआ है, जहाँ पर rate of evaporation is the rate of condensation, this is the state of equilibrium. और यहाँ पर water chemically remain same. Water chemically remain same. Liquid into gas or gas into liquid, they are occurring simultaneously at the same speed. Physically they are different. One is the gaseous state or the liquid state. So this is an example of physical equilibrium. Any doubt? Let's take up another example now. Now we'll take an example of solid solution equilibrium. This is sign of equilibrium. This sign of equilibrium. When the rate of the forward process is equal to rate of backward process. When the rate of forward process is equal to rate of backward process. Two processes are going on simultaneously. It's a state of equilibrium, right? So what we do, we know what is sugar. It is C12H22O11. It is normal sugar. जिसमें carbon 12 isotope carbon 12 is used. Normal white color sugar. Now we make a solution. We make a saturated solution. Saturated solution means जिसमें और sugar further dissolve नहीं होगी, right? और we can say equilibrium establish हो जाएगा. इस वाटर में, इस पर्टिकुलर अमाउंट ऑफ वाटर में आपने शुगर डिसॉल्व करना है शुरू किया, पिंच बाय पिंच. एक स्टेज आएगी जिसमें कि एक पर्टिकुलर अमाउंट के बाद में जो शुगर अब आप ऐड करोगे वो सेटल डाउन होना शुरू हो जाएगी. ये जो शुगर है जिस स्पीड से डिसॉल्व हो रही है उसी स्पीड से क्रिस्टलाइज हो रही है. So the amount of the undissolved sugar remains same. Amount of the undissolved sugar remains same. This is the state we call it is a saturated solution. Am I clear what the meaning of the word saturated solution? जहां पर equilibrium establish हो जाता है between the solid and the solution. जिस स्पीड से ये डिसॉल्व हो रहा है rate of dissolution. Okay, wait. First of all, you have to make a saturated solution. Saturated solution कैसे बनाते हैं? Let us go for that. First of all, I'm saying I'm using a normal sugar, white color sugar, जिसमें carbon 12 isotope use करते हैं. C12 H22O11. This is a normal sugar, white color sugar. We take certain amount of water. Certain amount, maybe 100 ml or so. कुछ भी amount choose कर सकते हैं. So what you do is We add pinch by pinch. Stage will come when we add extra sugar that settles down. हमें लगेगा कि डिजॉल्व नहीं हो रहा है. एक्चुअली व्हाट इज हैपनिंग, जिस स्पीड से डिजॉल्व हो रहा है उसी स्पीड से क्रिस्टलाइज कर रहा है. सो इक्विलिब्रियम इज एस्टैब्लिश्ड बिटवीन द सॉलिड एंड द सॉल्यूशन. इज दैट क्लियर? राइट. बट इसको हम प्रैक्टिकली कैसे देखेंगे? व्हाट वी डू, इस एडिशनल शुगर को हम यहाँ से फिल्टर आउट कर देते हैं. रिमूव दिस एक्स्ट्रा शुगर, filter out. So now we have just a solution of the normal white color sugar. A saturated solution, right? And now we add some amount of yellow color sugar, C12H22O11. some yellow color sugar, it's a radioactive sugar, carbon 14 उसमें होता है. So we add some amount, let it be 10 gram, let it be 20 gram, whatever, right? इसको हमने 10 gram इसमें नीचे ऐड कर दी. Now what happens after some, what we observe practically? Practically observation is some amount of sugar is yellow color sugar and some amount of sugar is white color sugar. But the total amount remains 10 gram. So what is happening, जिस स्पीड से येलो शुगर डिसॉल्व हो रहा है उतनी ही स्पीड से व्हाइट कलर का शुगर, नॉर्मल शुगर क्रिस्टलाइज कर रहा है. The rate of the forward process is equal to rate of backward process. Rate of forward process is equal to rate of backward process. The two processes are occurring simultaneously. So we say it's a solid solution equilibrium. Am I clear? So this is another example. क्या यहाँ पर कोई केमिकल चेंज आया है? क्या यहाँ पर कोई केमिकल चेंज आया है? Any chemical change? No. So again, it's an example of physical equilibrium. It's an example of physical equilibrium. Right? Any doubt till now? No. Coming to the next example now. I'm now giving you one example of solid gas equilibrium. Solid and gas equilibrium. Gurparas, Jason, any doubt? No. Solid gas equilibrium. Take up a beaker. Let it be हम conical flask use करते हैं इस पर. Now what you do is you take some crystals of iodine. Iodine is a violet color crystals. It's a solid iodine. And fix here or close here with a cotton plug. Plug. It can be cotton plug, it can be cork, whatever. What do you find after some time? What do you find after some time? Practically, this hole is filled with violet color gas. Some amount remain solid, still solid. Some amount remain solid. Some amount turns into gas. But the amount the solid iodine and the iodine which has come in the vapors, that become constant, no change. It means what is happening here is rate of sublimation. I'm using a word sublimation. Sublimation means conversion of solid directly into vapors. So rate of sublimation is equal to rate of crystallization. Rate of sublimation is equal to rate of crystallization. The speed at which it is getting sublimated, at the same speed it is getting crystallized. But chemically iodine remains same. Iodine is iodine. Again, this is an example of physical equilibrium. Again, it's an example of physical equilibrium. Any doubts till now? No. So we can have a large number of equilibrium systems. So it's a very practical. अब आपको practical चीज दिखाते हैं. You have a water tank. आपके घर में होगा water tank, right? इसमें पर्टिकुलर अमाउंट ऑफ वाटर है. एक हम स्टेट इमेजिन करते हैं कि आप इसमें वाटर फिल कर रहे हैं और यहां से वाटर निकाल रहे हैं. जिस स्पीड से आप वाटर में ऐड कर रहे हैं उस स्पीड से निकाल रहे हैं तो वाटर अमाउंट विल रिमेन कांस्टेंट. So I can say rate of filling the container and emptying it is equal. When the two processes are going on simultaneously, we say the system is in a state of equilibrium. Am I clear? Right. So this is all about the physical equilibrium and not talking about the chemical equilibrium. Some examples from chemical. So first of all, we discuss chemical reaction. Two types. One type is irreversible. Irreversible reactions are those in which reactant, once converted into product, the product will never come back to reactant. It is a unidirectional process. Of course, chemical process. Once product are formed, the product will not come back to the reactant. This is a irreversible process. For example, burning of any fuel, maybe carbon, to give carbon dioxide. Once you got the carbon dioxide, it will not give back the reactant. Right? Methane plus oxygen to give carbon dioxide and water. Balance it. What once the reaction has taken place, reaction will not come back. This is a irreversible process. Got it? Hydrogen chloric acid, hydrochloric acid, and sodium hydroxide. It's a aqueous medium. Acid and base will neutralize each other. But once the salt is formed, water is formed. it will not come back. If we add sodium chloride to water, we don't get any acid and a base. This is a irreversible process. So I can say combustion reactions, neutralization reactions. These are all irreversible process. Take up another case now. I have a sodium chloride aqua solution. Reacting it with silver nitrate. I'm getting here AgCl and NaNO3. Here I'm getting white color precipitate. Once the precipitate are formed, it will not give back the reactant. It is again a irreversible process. So I can say the precipitation reactions are also irreversible process, irreversible chemical reaction. Any doubt? No. The process in which the two processes are occurring simultaneously. The two processes are occurring simultaneously. That process is it's a state of equilibrium, reversible. But यहाँ पर जो मैंने एग्जांपल दिया, these are all irreversible. और irreversible में equilibrium cannot be achieved. Equilibrium तभी अचीव हो सकता है जब process reversible हो. So equilibrium will not be achieved in irreversible process. Am I clear? But the second type of chemical reactions are reversible process. Or reversible chemical reactions in which reactant and the product are interconvertible. And in this case, rate of the forward process is equal rate of the backward process. Then the state of equilibrium will be achieved. State of equilibrium will be achieved. For example, I have a calcium carbonate. Decomposing, thermal decomposition, rising temperature. The process is reversible. The process is reversible. This chemical reaction is reversible process. Nitrogen with hydrogen in equilibrium with ammonia. The reaction is reversible. Phosphorus pentachloride to give PCl3 and Cl2. The process is reversible. The process in which reactant is converting into product and product coming giving back to the reactant. The process is reversible. Right? There are many examples which are reversible. You can have sulfur dioxide, oxygen to give sulfur trioxide. Thousands of reactions are there. मैं अभी आपको कुछ 4-5 लिख के दिखा रहा हूँ, but thousands of reactions are possible which are reversible. The process of forward and backward that taking place simultaneously, these are called as a reversible process. Am I clear? Till now, any doubt? Gurparas, Jashan?
No, sir.
Next case now. So write down characteristics of equilibrium. Number one, rate of the forward process is equal to rate of the backward process. In those reactions which are reversible, the rate of forward process is equal to rate of backward process. Number two, equilibrium can be achieved only in a closed container. बिकॉज अगर रिएक्ट जो प्रोडक्ट बने हैं वो एस्केप कर गया, वो अगर एस्केप कर गया तो बैकवर्ड एक्शन के लिए अवेलेबल नहीं होगा. सो इक्विलिब्रियम कैन बी अचीव्ड ओनली इन ए क्लोज्ड कंटेनर. क्लियर? Equilibrium is dynamic in nature. Dynamic means reaction taking place simultaneously, forward and backward. Particles are in motion. Particles are in motion. Dynamic. Let us see this example. Here I have water, means liquid water. And this is a ice. Means I have water in the solid state. What do you find? There is the equilibrium between the liquid water and the solid water. Some particles of the solid water are coming in the liquid. At the same time, the liquid particles are sticking on the surface of the solid water. So particles are in constant, regular, continuous dynamic motion. So I can say the equilibrium is dynamic in nature. Am I clear? Any doubt? At the stage of equilibrium, the concentration of reactant and product become constant. It means once equilibrium is achieved, the amount of the reactant and product become constant, no change. No change. Clear? Next case. Next property. Any doubt till now? So there is some concentration of the products and some concentration of the reactant at the stage of equilibrium. The ratio of the two is called equilibrium constant. We call it as a equilibrium constant. The process of equilibrium, product and reactant concentration ratio is called as the equilibrium constant. This Kc value has a specific value, constant value, at a particular temperature. At a particular temperature, has a constant value at a particular temperature. If you change the temperature, the value may change. But at a particular temperature, the Kc, the equilibrium constant, has a particular value. The Kc has specific constant value. Am I clear? Why it is a constant? Because it at a stage of equilibrium, product and the reactant concentration that become constant. अगर ये concentration ही constant है, इनका रेशियो भी constant ही रहेगा, right? Any doubt? Next property. Equilibrium can be achieved from either direction. When you talk about the either direction, it means it can be started from the reactant side or it can be started from the product side. You can start from any side, but equilibrium can be achieved. It means the state of equilibrium can be achieved from either direction. Let us start. We'll take up some example here. I have nitrogen dioxide. This is 100% a reddish brown. I'm writing an RB, reddish brown. But only at 100 degrees Celsius. It is 100% reddish brown gas, but at 100 degrees Celsius. If you start decreasing temperature, it dimerizes, means its dimer is formed, N2O4 is formed. And this is colorless. It is 100% colorless, but only at 0 degrees Celsius. Till now, any doubt? Right. And now, if we rise temperature from 0 to 100, this N2O4 convert into NO2. It means the process is reversible. Process is reversible. First of all, I have proved that this reaction is reversible. If you decrease temperature to 0 degrees Celsius, that become colorless N2O4 gas. If you increase temperature, that turns to NO2, reddish brown, but at 100 degree. Means आपका pure 100% NO2 मिलेगा at 100 degrees Celsius. 100% ये मिलेगा at 0 degrees Celsius. But now let us take up example. like this. This is a container A where I have 100 degrees Celsius, a reddish brown gas. Another case. Wait. This is a beaker where I have a container B and it is 0 degrees Celsius. I have put up here ice. In the container B, I have an N2O4. In the container A, I have an NO2. Right? Now, what I do, I take up another beaker in between where I fill it with the water, but at 25 degrees Celsius, somewhere in between. You can choose any other temperature. Container A, if it is transferred here, and container B is also being transferred here. Container A and container B both are transferred here. Here, the color of the mixture, we don't get one compound here. See, wait. In this mixture, the color is neither reddish brown nor colorless, somewhere yellow, somewhere brown, pale brown, yellow, brown. Because we know that जैसे temperature बढ़ाते जाएंगे 0 to 100, it will become darker. It become reddish brown at 100. And if it decrease temperature from 100 to 0, it will become lighter. Ultimately become colorless. So at 25 degrees Celsius, somewhere in between temperature, the color is in between the reddish brown and the colorless, somewhere yellow, brown, pale brown, like that. ये color में यहाँ पर we have both the gases here. In this container we have both the gases and they are in equilibrium. Both gas exist, colorless as well as reddish brown. That is why the color is constant now. It means we can start from the reactant side and achieve the state of equilibrium, or we can start from the product side and we can achieve the state of equilibrium. So equilibrium can be achieved from either direction. Equilibrium can be achieved from either direction. कहीं से भी start कर सकते हैं. From the reactant side or from the product side. Am I clear? Noted down, everyone. Guruparas?
Yes.
Okay. So equilibrium can be achieved from either direction. These are the properties of equilibrium. Number one property is rate of forward is rate of backward process. Number two, dynamic. Product and reactant ratio remain constant. Ratio to 2 is called equilibrium constant. And equilibrium can be achieved from either direction. You can achieve it from the reactant side or you can achieve it from the product side. Right? Till now, any doubt? यहाँ तो कोई डाउट किसी को? Okay. Now next topic, write down law of mass action. Law of mass action. Suppose here we have reactant A and it's converting into product. Rate of reaction. Rate of reaction means speed of reaction. Is directly proportional to concentration of the A. Rate of reaction is directly proportional to concentration of A. Means the amount of the reactant. And it is called as a, it is equal to now constant K into A. This K is called a rate constant. Also called as a velocity constant. Also called as a velocity constant. When the concentration of the A is taken as a 1, the rate will be equal to K. Rate will be equal to K. So I can say rate constant K is also called as a specific rate. K can also be called as a specific rate. It is the rate of reaction. It is equal to rate of reaction, but only under particular condition when the concentration of reactant is taken as unity. When concentration of reactant is taken as unity. One. Am I clear? So write down rate constant K may be defined as rate constant K may be defined as rate of reaction when concentration of reactant is taken as unity. When concentration of reactant is taken as unity. Here we have A plus B to give some product. So rate will be directly proportional to the product of A and B. Rest you can understand. I have removed the proportionality constant with the K. When we take up this A and B is equal to 1, the rate will be equal to K. Clear? Now, if we have an A moles of the A reacting with the B moles of the B to give some product, then rate is directly proportional to A to power A and B to power B is equal to K A to power A and B to power B. When A to the power A is equal to B to the power B is taken as a 1, then the rate will be equal to constant K. Again, the same definition. This is the law of mass action. Just a second, please. So write down the definition of the law of mass action. Law of mass action. Rate of reaction is directly proportional to product of concentration of reactants each raised to the power their molar coefficient. You can see the molar coefficient is A and B, small a and small b. जशन मेरे को क्लास के बाद एक बार कॉल करना.
Okay, sir.
Note down the definition of the law of mass action. Rate of reaction directly proportional to product of the concentration of reactants each raised to the power their molar coefficient. This is the definition of law of mass action. Any doubt? Done? Note it down. Good part is done.
Yes.
चलिए कंटिन्यू टुमारो. इतना याद करके आइए, पढ़ करके आइए. We'll continue tomorrow. Bring your doubts. Okay, see you tomorrow, same time.